Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavoured water. Bring it on! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cahoots Mate. I'm Dave and I am still trying to get in a routine of creating videos and what kind of series I want to do on this channel. Personally, I like conversations, so I think I'm just going to create a weekly or bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, whatever, show about what I've been playing, and then just a topic that I think is interesting to talk about. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to call it, but this is what it's going to be. I hope this can engage in conversation. Maybe we can have a talk down below in the comments about what you've been playing as well. So I have been telling myself I'm going to catch up on my backlog of games, which I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of stuck between playing games and watching shows at the moment, because I'm in love with a new show a show I found on Netflix called Superstore. I love it. It's really funny, it's great, it's 20 minutes an episode, it's easy to digest when you want to just jump in and jump out. It's the kind of thing I like, really, and obviously working in that kind of place myself, it's relatable. Yeah, I haven't really got anything new for the PS5. I did decide to platinum Astro's Playroom, which I kind of played a little bit when I first got the PS5, but I ended up playing, Cyberpunk and God of War before it. And I kind of picked it up on a whim, and I really liked it. It's a great game, great platform, a great use of the DualSense controller. So I decided to platinum it as well, which was fairly easy. It doesn't take long at all. Yeah, it's another platinum in the list. Not that I've got many now, but I can't even remember what level I am. Put it up somewhere. I also completed Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was a great game. I loved it. Loved the story, loved the character of Miles, I loved the villain, I love his uncle, it's excellent. I'm probably going to move on to the remastered Spider-Man next, platinum that again because I platinumed it on the PS4, and then go back and maybe try Miles. It depends, because I've still got Demon Souls somewhere down here that I need to finish as well. So yeah, PS5 as well, I just kind of jump in and out of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know why, I just like to pick it up and jump in for half an hour every so often and just play around, how it is. Those games are easy to just pick up and play. Yeah, we me and my partner have also ordered it's arrived now, a gaming PC. I'm not going to write down the specs because all people are going to do is rip it apart like they always do, and all that shit. But yeah, it runs things pretty well. I've had a quick go on it. I've tested out the Resident Evil 3 demo. Runs perfect on high settings. I've reinstalled Grand Theft Auto 4 because I do have very fond memories of that game and I do want to play it again on Steam. I've got a whole Steam library. I have hundreds of games on Steam, so there's another backlog that I need to get through now as well. I did want to download Grand Theft Auto 5. I know I'm playing it on the PS5, but I wanted to download it on the PC just to see how it runs, and maybe some of the mods could be quite fun. And Left 4 Dead 2 as well, it's another one that I've reinstalled that I can get back into because I friggin' loved that game back in the day. Friggin' loved it. Yeah, I've got a whole extensive bloody library of Steam games because you know what it's like when a game goes on sale on Steam. You just buy it and it sits there. And I've had games from 2012 that have sat there and I've never played, so you know how it is. So with my gaming setup, my PC setup, sorry, I've set up my Xbox One because I have Xbox One games I need to get through, because I got the Xbox Series S, so that's all digital. Obviously I can't play my disc games, so I thought it'd be quite good. I've got a HDMI to VGA connection that I can chuck in, and that's coming on eBay, so I can use that for my Xbox and my Switch, so they'll both be played on that screen, which will be nice and all in one kind of thing, which is cool. Yeah, that's that. Xbox, what are we doing on Xbox? I picked up Skyrim again because it come on Game Pass. I downloaded it and I said I'll try it out again because I do love that game. It's one of my favourite games of all time. I have started a Stormcloak Argonian called Ronald McLizard. Yeah, not really much else I can say about that, to be honest. Wreckfest as well. Wreckfest just hit Game Pass just the other day, and I have actually been wanting to play that game for the longest time now. It looks so good. And it reminds me of Destruction Derby 2, if you ever played that back in the day on the PS1. That was just absolute carnage. You know, you got your regular racing in there. Then you have your pits where you just drive into each other and each other up. Yeah, that's really fun. I've put about maybe 2 hours into it and I'm really enjoying that. That's really good. I have downloaded Warzone again, which I probably won't play. Me and Colin sometimes jump into that kind of game. Depends, it's up to him as well, really, mate. Yeah, and me and Colin have actually been playing Halo Online too, just for a bit of nostalgia's sake on my part. Fuck me, people are good. People, I know it was hard back in the day playing Halo 2 and 3 online, but Jesus Christ, people have got better at that game. I think there's people who haven't left it, to be honest with you. You know, I was on the servers of Halo 2 when they died. God, well, when was that? A few years ago now, and I think that was the last proper time I played it, really. I didn't play Halo 4, really. I played the campaign, that was about it. Didn't play Halo 5 Guardians, which I do need to do actually at some point before Halo Infinite comes out this year. So yeah, it's just backlog, and I'm sure every gamer in the world has got the same problem, but you know, not a bad problem really, is it, having a bunch of games to play? I don't mind it. So the topic I wanted to talk about this week is just kind of a quick rundown. So when everyone has their formative years of gaming, you know, when you're around 13, maybe 14, you kind of hit your stride in what you really like. I know you play games, I did play games from a young age. But it wasn't until I was about 13, 14 when I had the PS2 and, you know, the Xbox started coming out, and then the Dreamcast and whatnot, and then the GameCube. That's when I kind of hit my stride in what games I knew I liked and that I would go back to. And that year for me was 2001. And I look back at 2001 and the list of games that come out was absolutely insane. Like, 2001 was probably one of the best years of gaming releases I've ever seen in my life. Everything was top quality, great games, barely any rubbish games on the list. So I've kind of gone through that list just to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Just 8 I'll quickly run down of ones that I played in that time and I fell in love with. So number 1 is Devil May Cry. You know, you kind of fall in love with Dante as a character as soon as you meet him in the game, especially in the later games too. But Devil May Cry was the first hack and slash kind of game I played in like a 3D console setting. What else there not to love as a teenager? You've got heavy metal music playing in the background. You've got, you know, Dante, who's like the cool protagonist with his white hair, and he's like it's ebony and ivory, his guns, and you know, his swords and shit. It's really cool. And then you're fighting demons, and it's just Really cool, really good. Great game. Number 2, Halo 1 Combat Evolved. Fond memories of this game. I loved the campaign. Going back now is probably shoddy a bit, but the first proper shooter I got into on a console, and fond memories of me and my friends on a Friday night going around his house, and would we'd play split screen, or did we used to link up our Xboxes? I can't remember. I don't think we did, but we used to play split screen, and we used to, me and my friend and his brother would just have fun with it, just fuck around, see what the game can do. We'd kill each other, we'd do stupid shit, like we'd drive warthogs into caves and then try and defend our home as whatever you'd call it. And yeah, it's just good times. Next was Alien vs Predator 2, which was a PC game. I believe this game was given to me back in the day, because I don't remember buying it, but I know I played it when it came out. I can't remember if it was the one where you play as all three or you just play as the Marines, but that was a really cool shooter. That was fun. And the first proper game I played in that kind of series, because I loved the films, and having a game of two horror icons that you loved is just mind blown, like especially on the PC when it's running nice and smoothly for back then. Next is Grand Theft Auto 3. Wow. This game blew my bloody mind as a teenager. I remember begging for this game, begging for it, and then ended up getting the money for it, and I had to get someone else to go in I remember there being a little marketplace where I used to live, and inside there'd be the seediest game shop, like it was so seedy. And they sold video games, and they sold like action figures and cards and all that kind of thing. And dodgiest woman run it. She was so dodgy. But I remember walking in there with, I can't remember if it was no, it couldn't have been a friend. It must have been a parent. And they picked up GTA 3 for me, and I got it home. I don't think I left my room that weekend. That was insane. First open world game I played in a 3D setting where you can do what you want for the first time on it was the PS2 I had it on. Just crazy, trying to fly the bloody, what was the plane called, the Dodo plane, trying to fly that, unlocking the other islands, just doing what you want. You can go on killing sprees if you wanted to, you could just play the game as you wanted to, just whatever. You can find Easter eggs. I used to love finding the Easter eggs. You'd always get Game Master magazine back in the day, and that would tell you like Easter eggs. You used to get these little books with it that would give you cheats. I just loved it. Good memories of gaming there. Next was a game I never actually owned myself, because I didn't get a GameCube until much later on. But Super Smash Bros. Melee. My friend had it, who I used to go around his house every Friday, and we used to batter that game. I loved it. It was so good. I haven't really got into a Smash game since, but really fond memories of Melee. Just spending so many Friday evenings before we'd watch the wrestling, beating each other to crap on it, with all these characters from so many different games. It was it was good stuff. Next, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Now this was a continuation of, because I played them when they come out, I fell in love with them. It was my style. I used to skate myself. The music was perfect. I'd always go through the clothes options and, you know, see what clothes they had, what decks they had, or, you know, whatever you could do in it. Music was spot on. Number 3 was another great game on the PS2. Obviously was still playing, like, I'd keep 1 and 2 and I'd still play through them as well on the PS1. And yeah, and that game series was so good. So good. All the way up until, what, Proving Ground, I think it was, where it kind of went a bit. But yeah, I love Tony Hawk games. Love them. And I do need to buy the remastered ones again, because I never really got a chance to play them. And kind of related to that as well was Dave Mirra. Was it Dave Mirra Pro BMX 2? Something like that. The Dave Mirra game. Obviously not a rip-off as such, but, you know, taking advantage of the BMX scene, which I never was part of. I was a skater, but Dave Mirra 2 was a great game. Loved it. The levels were great, the soundtrack was great, the movement was just different enough from Tony Hawk's that, you know, it was another learning curve kind of thing. That was another game I used to play with my friends, you know, as well as Tony Hawk's. You play horse. Yeah, more good times with that. And yeah, last but definitely not least, Shrek. So yeah, that was my video for this week. I'm sorry it was rambly, but this is the kind of thing I like doing. This is the kind of thing I want to do. If people do enjoy this kind of thing, please engage with us or engage with me. Let's have a, you know, let's have a conversation down in the comments. We might even create some kind of Discord. We have created a Twitch, which at some point we'll start using, at some point, once it's all figured out and whatnot. So yeah, tell me down below what you've been playing, what your favourite games were, what your formative gaming years were, and yeah, hopefully we can have a chat, and I'll see you next time. If you could like and subscribe and share and all the good things that makes this channel grow, I'd love it. And I love you too. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.